Hey guys, in this video I wanted to give you a walkthrough of how I created the music that was featured on the Little Things trailer. So here we go. The part of my track that was used was the first act, so that is all about atmosphere. I talk about this in my courses all the time. The first act is where you set the mood, set the tone, set the space. And it's really important that you think about space as well. So what we'll do is we're just going to have a listen to this, and then I'll talk you through how I did it. Yes! Yeah, I love this cue. I'm really proud of it. So the whole thing about Throat 4, this was Throat 4? Yeah, Throat 4 was vocals. We got a throat singer in. I did a lot of vocal work on it myself. In fact, I mocked up most of the tracks using just my voice. Then we got the throat singer in, and then I layered everything else on top. And that's how I started this cue. Whistling. With slight bends. Put it in a big reverb because I wanted to create a sense of space, a sense of growth and movement with as little as possible. And putting a big reverb in, when you bend, it creates this kind of lovely modulation. And that sound is me blowing on the microphone. That's all. It's just got this great sound to it. And this is me going, wow, wow, into the microphone. Now, there are obviously other things going on, like clocks, violin reversed sounds, and plucks. But the part of this that was used is what you hear. Atmospheric and tense, giving space and time for emotion. And then everything else goes on is essentially sitting on top of this string riser, which is from my own personal collection of risers, which is available to buy from the Trailer Music School. Wonderful set of risers, basically a whole string orchestra just doing a riser, and because I've mapped it down, it then takes like a minute, 2 minutes to reach its peak, which is a great bed for tension. I'm a huge fan of playing my own violin parts because it adds authenticity. And then my usual cello scratching, my own violin scratchiness. So everything else, this is just me layering on top after the vocals. Tremolos, rises, scratches, spiccato, pizzicato, all the articulations to create this kind of like moving, swelling noise. It's just lovely. So we take that out, and then under here, you'll hear that it is just all the vocals. Put through tremolo effects and reverbs and things. But that is the core of the track. And that's what's really important about when you're sketching out stuff. You can sketch out using just your voice, just to get the tension, the mood and the vibe. And that is what happens with a lot of my tracks from the Throat albums, is I work with the mood first. I understand the structure. For me, the structures of these tracks are 2 to 3 minute builds. So I'm not too worried about thinking about progressions. I'm just thinking, how am I going to create a sense of space, a sense of mood, a sense of tension with as little as possible. And then obviously you just layer on the trailer drums over the top, and you get kind of classic big build. And underneath I do have some extra bits too. Just some dirty, gritty sounds, which again get used. If they have a sense of character, then they will get used. Lovely. So you can hear, even when it's at its most crazy, underneath is this wonderful sense of rich and diverse character. So what is your takeaway from this placement, this use of my track Animal on the trailer, The Little Things? It's, firstly, limitations are a great thing. I was just using my voice. I thought to myself, okay, how can I do a drum? How can I do a bass? How can I do leads? How can I do all sorts, signature sounds? And I just did that all with my voice, just sketched out a cue. Then we got the vocalist in, and then it just layered on top of that. So limitation is a good thing. And then the other thing, and this is really vital, is how can you then take the ideas here and create a sense of characterful space to the point where you can play one single sound and it immediately makes you think of a place or makes you feel like you're in a space. That is the real magic, because then everything else on top is the icing on the cake. So go on, try and create a sense of character, a sense of space, tension and mood with as little as possible. It's a lot of fun.